At 80, Pattie Boyd, the woman who inspired some of the greatest love songs in rock history, has finally broken her silence about her marriages, and what she reveals isn't the fairy tale many imagined. Known as the muse behind iconic tracks like Something by George Harrison and Layla, and Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton, Pattie lived through one of the most turbulent and emotionally complex love triangles in rock and roll history. For decades, she stayed quiet, allowing the world to interpret her story through the songs written about her. But now, her truth has emerged, and it paints a far more complicated picture of love, loss, and regret. Pattie's first marriage to George Harrison of the Beatles began like a dream. She was a young model, and he was one of the most famous musicians on earth. Their romance seemed picture perfect, filled with music, laughter, and creativity. But fame, temptation, and the pressures of the Beatles' global success slowly eroded their bond. Pattie later revealed that despite their deep love, the marriage became increasingly distant, with Harrison's spiritual pursuits and infidelities creating emotional walls between them. She described the heartbreak of feeling invisible, even while living alongside one of the most adored men in the world. Then came Eric Clapton. He was George's close friend, and secretly, he had fallen deeply in love with Pattie. His obsession inspired Layla, one of rock's most passionate songs about unrequited love. The intensity of Clapton's feelings was undeniable, but so was the turmoil that followed. When Pattie eventually left George and married Eric, fans believed it was destiny fulfilled. Two souls finally united after years of longing. But behind closed doors, their relationship was far from the romantic ideal the world imagined. Pattie has now revealed that her marriage to Clapton was filled with emotional pain and personal struggle. Despite moments of genuine affection, Clapton's battles with addiction and the pressures of fame took a devastating toll on their relationship. The same passion that had drawn them together became volatile, and Pattie often found herself isolated and heartbroken once again. In her words, it wasn't the ending people think it was. There was love, but also great sadness. As time passed, Pattie began to reclaim her own identity, no longer defined by the men who wrote songs about her. She pursued photography, art, and self-reflection, slowly piecing her life back together. Speaking now, at 80, she reflects on her past with honesty rather than bitterness. She acknowledges the beauty of those moments, but doesn't shy away from the pain. It was extraordinary, but it wasn't easy, she admits. I was loved by brilliant men, but sometimes brilliance doesn't make for happiness. Her story is one of strength, a reminder that even the most romantic legends can have a darker, more human side. Pattie Boyd's experiences reveal the cost of being both muse and woman, adored publicly, but often lonely privately. The songs she inspired will live forever, but the emotions behind them, longing, jealousy, heartbreak, are real scars she still carries. In the end, Pattie's truth isn't about regret, but about closure. She's finally telling her story in her own voice, no longer the silent figure in someone else's ballad. What she endured was painful, but it shaped her into the resilient woman she is today. The fairy tale may have faded, but the truth, raw, emotional, and real, remains more powerful than any love song ever written.